Greetings, heavy metal chuggers here. We tend to take a listen to some metal, and we get some honest thoughts on them. They could be simple or in depth, don't matter, but they're honest thoughts. So, in this video, we are going to be taking a listen and a look to a viewer request from the pit. And on this one, it is Rata Blanca, the legend of the wizard and the fairy.
I think you said it backwards, so that works.
Do I?
I think you said it backwards, but maybe not. I don't know.
Actually, whenever I looked it up, it's actually that.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't know. Go ahead.
Anyways. And this was graciously provided, almost said donated, graciously provided by, it's Daniel Zanetti. Your thing will be below as per usual. So, let's get to it, shall we? Well, I'll tell you one thing: we just don't get shows like that anymore. But I will say this: it's definitely obvious that Argentina has their own Iron Maiden.
I was gonna say this is old school classic power metal. I don't know what it is.
I'm not sure if I'd necessarily. Well, would you call it power metal? Maybe.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because back then, a lot of power metal, especially once you got into the '90s, like later '90s, early 2000s, got a lot faster.
Fair.
When you go back then, which I'm betting this had to be late '80s, sometime probably.
Yeah, I mean, I need to keep that in mind because, like, of course, one of the main things I think of whenever I hear power metal is like Power Wolf or something along those lines.
Dragon Force, Blind Guardian, etc. Yeah, but Blind Guardian's not really modern, but Dragon Force is a little more modern.
Yeah.
Comparative to like what we just heard.
Yeah. No, I'm just like, oh, Blind Guardian. Fuck yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark. Say this was the last song of the set.
I mean, we could say that, but knowing how they did shows in the 80s, it's like, all right, next track, and then that wasn't your closing.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, come back out for an encore. Who knows? But
the 30th encore.
Yeah, it's funny. Like right towards the end there was a guitar tone where I swear it sounded like they were about to go into some Black Sabbath. I don't know if anybody's caught that.
No, because he did the general, like, immediately dropped it, like did the drop going into drop D or
and it sounded like the beginning.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know he wasn't because they were finishing, but it had that exact sound.
But see, that's part of what I'm saying, though. Like, you don't get shows like that anymore where they just do something random like that. I don't know if it was random, but it seemed random, and it's just like, and then everyone goes along to it. I'm like, I just don't see that anymore.
No, you don't. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a different animal back in those days. But no, I mean, I'm somewhat of a power metal fan. Not huge into it. I mean, I do have some bands that I really enjoy.
He dipped some toes into it.
Yeah. Like I love Camelot, for example. But I enjoyed it. I mean, like I said, it was classic old school power metal. Like it, even modern power metal or more modern power metal still has a very similar style, a little faster depending on the band you listen to, but
yeah,
the formula is still kind of the same. It's kind of like you take a journey and get a little heavier and speed it up, and there you got power metal.
Fair. Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed it. I mean, he's got a great voice. It fits it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Guitar solos are good. Like I enjoyed it. I thought it was very good.
I think the last time we listened to a Rata Blanca song, I felt the same way. It was just a little bit lengthy. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed
power metal.
The old school
vibe. The power metal.
Oh no, trust me, I am aware. It's just it's probably the reason why I don't listen to a lot of power metal is just the length of it. It's like, all right, you probably could have ended this like I don't know, like 13 measures ago, something or other, but sure. No, I mean, I enjoyed it. It gave you that classic vibe of classic old school, like 80s power metal vibe, such. It's not that I hated it. It's just, I'd like it just slightly shorter. It wasn't terrible. It was very well done.
I didn't really bother me.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Majority of
maybe it's me. I don't know.
It kind of is you, but it's not saying that in a bad way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fantastic the way it is. It's just...
Well, a majority of the length of that was due to the leads.
Yeah.
Well, that and all their tomfoolery there at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tomfoolery, I'm like, okay, we're almost done. No, we've got 3 more minutes to listen to. All right. 2 more minutes to listen. 1 minute. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was just that old nostalgic classic fucking power metal, and it was a lot of fun. It's just me personally, I'd like it shortened down just a little bit, just a hair.
It's because he has a Never mind.
Yes, we know what you think.
Well,
but anyway.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate back and forth, okay? So yeah, it was a damned good jam for a power metal piece. I actually liked this one better than the previous one, and I think part of that is, for one thing, it had more of a nice steady rhythm rather than almost going off into folklore. If that makes sense, it made sense in my head. Now that I said it, I'm not sure it does. But yeah, like again, like majority of the entire track, I was just thinking to myself, God damn, this is like Argentinian Iron Maiden. So like this is pretty fucking amazing. And then of course they did the leads, and I'm like listening to the leads. I'm like, all right, here we go. Here's where I don't typically care for, and then I'm listening along, and it's going along well with what the rest of the group is doing. And there are moments where I think it's gotten a little into territory where it's just flashy, but part of it, the group made it cohesive still. So I can't knock it for that. Like, they did well in that regard. Of course, it's the 80s, so they're going to give some crowd enjoyment on that kind of thing. Just kind of push the envelope in that regard and just do something that's a little bit like off the cuff kind of thing going on. So I mean, my biggest problem with leads is whenever they begin. Wow, I know I'm going to get hate for this one, but whenever Cult of Personality, that lead, it was so off for me, just because you had the lead just going absolutely ballistic, but yeah, it's still a dun 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 dun, and this thing, dude, going absolute haywire, doing all these things, and for me, it just didn't really fit. But again, that's just me. So yeah, in that regard,
still a great song though.
One of my this, in spite of how I feel about the leads, and that it's one of my absolute favorites.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Living Color. Damn. But anyway, yeah, I greatly enjoyed this. Dude's vocals, fuck, guys, like, you guys are on par, like, amazing. And considering more so that it was a live performance, like, holy hell. But yeah, as far as length, if it hadn't been composed the way it was, to where it was a solid thing that kept going, that if it had been like a bad rhythm or just bad cohesiveness, it would have felt like it just completely dragged on, but everything just fit. And I think that's what made the length of it bearable for me, because the only time I really expect that something's going to go drag on is whenever it's like progressive metal or even funeral doom like that. Those are territories I know I'm stepping into where length is going to be just the foundation of what's going on. So that being said, it was a lot of the length was due to the solo or the leads, whatever, and just the camaraderie again. But aside from that, solid track, definitely enjoyed it. Yeah, that's about it. But thank you guys for watching. Remember, whether musically, lyrically, or literally, keep rolling heavy.